Hey, what's up? Kirk here. Today I want to share with you guys some golden nuggets I learned from the book Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, and I find it's really interesting for us to do some exercise together, and we could clean up our subconscious mind. According to this book, um, actually we are being programmed from our childhood or in a teenage, maybe something that we heard in our childhood from our parents or from our friends in school, or maybe from our relatives, or even most of the time from TV programs. And we always heard some phrases like money is the root of all evil. Save your money for a rainy day. And rich people are greedy. Rich people are criminals. You have to work hard to make money. Money doesn't grow on trees. You can't be rich and spiritual. Money doesn't buy happiness. This is really familiar. Money talks, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. That's not for people like us. Not everyone can be rich, and the infamous one, we can't afford it. You know, Familiar, and maybe some of this you're still believing in it right now. I bet so. And I could tell you, I'm not really cleaned up in my mind, because if if I'm already cleaned up, then I'm not the one who are talking with you right here, right? I'll be a millionaire, all right? So just work together to clean up our mind. Actually, I can tell you that in Chinese, I can tell you 20 to 30 phrases like this in Chinese right now, because we are just so in Chinese we are so believed in this kind of stuff. People just talk so many this kind of phrases, in TV, you know, uh, from my parents, and I can tell you my story. All right, actually, in my childhood, I remember that when I'm reading this book, then I suddenly have some memories uh, comes up in my mind, and I remember that maybe in my 5 years old or 6 years old, and I remember that I was going to a toy store, maybe Toys R Us, with my mom. You know, that's Toys R Us, because I'm not that old, all right. And I go with my mom, and I'm asking my mom to buy. I don't remember it's a toy car or a figures. You know. Then I asked my mom to buy for me, and I just remember so clearly that my mom said to me, "Our family just can't afford it. We can't buy for me." I remember so clearly that, but actually, uh, in that year, actually, my family is not is quite wealthy in that year, and actually, I don't really know why uh, we can't afford this. It's just doesn't make sense. But in my childhood and in my teenage, I just become a boy that I don't really request much from my parents. I want to be, I just trying to be a good boy, and I don't want to be a burden for my parents, and so I don't request much, and I don't really ask them to buy stuff for me often. I seldom ask them to buy toys or TV games for me. I just trying to be a really satisfied children in my family. And you know what? After I become adult, I graduate from university, I get to work. I'm still not that kind of persons that I just don't really like to buy stuff. I don't really like to buy clothes. Most of the clothes is my girlfriend's brought for me. I just don't like to choose this or buy this. I don't really like to request much. And I just thought that before I reading this book, I just thought that I'm just not that kind of person who like to buy stuff. But actually, you see that I buy a lot of books. Because it's my interest, and I think it's not. I think it's useful. I only buy stuff that I think is useful. All right, and I just think that I'm not that kind of materialistic persons that I just don't like to buy stuff. But now I know why I don't like to buy stuff, and you know what? I gotta tell you that I gotta change it. I gotta be a person to like to buy stuff. Because this is some natural. It's just natural to like to buy stuff. And let's work with me. Let's clean these beliefs in our mind. Clean this out. All right, just clean this up. Okay, and I'm not going to go through how to clean this up or how to reprogram, how to reconditioning our mind in these videos, because for the first thing we gotta do is we gotta be aware what we are thinking about money, about our financial status, about wealth, about being rich. We gotta be aware that what beliefs that we now having in our mind. And after we are aware that we have this kind of beliefs, then we have strategies to tackle it or to reprogram it. Okay, so now give you one simple exercise. You grab a piece of paper, then try to write down some phrases about money that you have heard from your childhood or from a teenage, no matter from what persons. Actually, if even if that's not something you heard from, or maybe some incident, some events that happened in your childhood or teenage, that maybe about your parents, maybe about your close relatives, that maybe some events or some incident that have about money, about financial. If there's something you can think about, and you think that really impressed you, and that could be something that could affect our beliefs in in money, in financial status, in being rich. Just write them down. Okay, and maybe in the next video I will talk about how to clean this up. And you should be receiving the book, the free copy of this book in my previous email. If you don't, and if you just came across this video right now, then actually you can subscribe into my email list, and I will send you a free copy of this book. Actually, you don't need to buy it. All right, but I would be appreciate that you buy it for yourself. Okay, because this is a book that really worth you to buy one or have one. To read. Maybe tons of times. So I hope this video could give you some really good tips to reprogram our subconscious mind to being rich and being success in our business. So that's it for this video, and I hope you have a good day. Okay, so bye for now.